Hey guys, this is Andy with Get Your Wellies. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to plant out some sweet potato slips. We've been waiting to do that. The weather is not really working very well for us today because it's spotty rain. Not good weather for cameras, to be honest. So we're going to try and make it out between showers and get those in. So join me in the garden as I do that. But as always, why don't you get your wellies? Meet me in the garden. So the sweet potatoes are still putting out a lot of slips. I'm going to let them give me a few more. These are healthy looking, but I'm actually getting ready to put some out in the garden today. So this will sort of come toward the end of growing slips for this year. Once the people who've asked me about them get them, then I'll probably wrap that up. So these are all the slips from the windowsill in our kitchen, and I'm going to pick some nice ones. I have an 8-foot bed, which you've seen on the previous sweet potato videos, and so for 8 feet I'll probably just go ahead and put 8 of these slips out there. So I'm gonna pick those. Some of these are really pretty big. They don't have to be this big to go in, and they don't even have to have a great root system on them yet. You can just literally bury half of this up in the ground, and I'll show you that when we go out there. It's raining today, so I'm looking for a gap in the weather to where I can maybe get outside and not have to deal with wet cameras. That's not a good plan. So there's 2. This one's a little bit dry up top here, but let's see. Nice thing when you grow so many, you can be picky about your own. And I've still got some nice ones for the few people left that are wanting some. But I'm almost ready to wrap this project up. So there's 3 pretty nice ones. There's a smaller one. Ooh, that's okay, we'll take a smaller one. That's 3, so that's 4. That one looks good. 5. Let's see. 6. Wow, these roots are the roots are just all kind of bunched up down in there. Let's see, got some good roots on some of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we'll put one more nice one in there. For 8. So I've selected 8. It's an 8-foot bed, so I'll do one about every 12 inches. And I think we have a little bit of a break in the weather, so I'm going to show you how I put these in. So let me get stuff together. I'll meet you out there. Alright guys, so I've gone very high tech here and have a trash bag over the camera. But basically I've got my 8 slips right here. I'm going to divide this bed up roughly. So I'm going to show you down this end what I'm doing. So I'm just digging a little trough right here, and it's a little shallower at the back and a bit deeper at the front. Just pile the dirt up at the side. I'm going to take my slip, and it's okay if you bury some of these leaves under there, and just push it back over. So I'm just going to stack that dirt around the base of the plant a little bit to keep it more upright. And then the next one, and the same thing, just dig a trench. Shallower at the back, a little deeper at the front. Fill it back in. And again, you can cover up some of those leaves, that'll be fine. And I'm going to move along here. So again, taking the roots out here, cover them up, and then kind of hill your plant up a little bit. I may come back with some canes just to keep them upright a little more. Let's move the camera down a bit. Alright guys, so that's my plants in. All the slips are in. So I'm going to head back indoors because it's starting to rain a little more. I will put some canes out here to help support those till I get a hold of the trellis. Alright guys, so I came back out and instead of doing canes I just used some twine. This is not that long lasting stuff, this is the cheap stuff, but it's okay because once this deteriorates in a few weeks or months, these vines are going to be well up on the trellis here. So we're going to let them get settled in. Once the vines are showing signs of thriving, more shoots on them and all of that, I'll go ahead and mulch this bed and put the soaker hose in place for them. So that's it, pretty simple. You just got to put them out. Main thing, if your sweet potato slips have been in the house as these have, they may need a little bit of hardening off. For those of you who are not familiar with that, I did a video on it. I actually am going to redo that video because that one, I look back at it and it's like, man, it's more complicated than it needs to be. So I think we can do it more simply. But basically, if you've got sweet potato vines and you've got 3 days with no sunshine, just overcast skies, you can just put these out and they'll do fine. Now if it's really sunny, you'll want to bring them outside for a couple of hours in the sun day 1, for about 3 hours on day 2, and about 4 hours on day 3, after which you can plant them and they should do fine. Any of the leaves that are already existing on these plants are subject to getting sunburned, and it can be so bad it turns the leaves white and then they just die. But any new shoots that your plants put out while they're outside, so in other words the leaves come out into that environment of direct sunlight, they will not burn, they will just be used to it before they ever have to adjust. So that's the way to do it. In simple terms, we're probably going to have a sunny weekend, but hopefully maybe some partly clouded over, so it won't be just too intense on them. But if it's going to be bright all day, just bring them out for a couple of hours, then 3 hours, then 4 hours, then plant them out. So it'll take you about 3 days to get them outside. So I hope this has helped. There will be another video toward the end of the growing season, when we will have a look at these potatoes, how the harvest does, you can think in terms of about 100 to 120 days to start getting some potatoes. You can leave them in as long as from end of April all the way to Halloween, and they'll stay good in the ground, so you can do that. I actually got mine out of the ground last year at Halloween. The harvest was not as good as the year before. I'm thinking this year I'm shooting for probably September to start looking, and the nice thing is you can kind of scratch below the surface and sort of see what's going on, and that can help you decide when to get them out. But think at least 120 days from the day you put them in the ground here. Of course, as we go through the season, I'll do garden tours and we'll see these things growing, and if any of you have got sweet potatoes in now or ready to put them in, I wish you good luck with that harvest. It's one of the most fun things to grow. They're pretty easy. If you're trying the Japanese purple sweet potatoes like we've got here, you'll save a lot of money from buying those at the store. So guys, until the next video, take care and bye now.